I have been a collector for a really long time. I would say it started when I was a kid collecting Pokemon cards and Beyblades, and as time went on, I would start collecting more things like pins, plushies, and in 2017, I will begin to collect Pops, which I would say is the beginning of my interest in collecting figures. From there, I would collect some model kits, SH Figuarts, Nendoroids, prize figures, and eventually I would get my first scale in October 2020. In 2021, I would change my focus and primarily collect scale figures. And now that 2021 is over, I look back at how my collection has grown and changed over time. And I want to make a list of the top 10 favorite figures from 2021. Now, a few rules. I do not care the year that the figure was released. If I bought and received the figure in 2021, then I'm putting it on the list. And 2, only scale figures are gonna make it on this list. Also, I should probably mention that I care about 10 as much as I care about number 1. You're always gonna have a preference or like a favorite, but as I was making the list, I kept changing it, and honestly, by tomorrow or the day after, the list may change depending how I feel. But for now, in this moment, in this video, this is how I feel about my collection. Now, with that out of the way, let's start the countdown with number 10. Toka Yatagami, 1/7 scale China dress version by Chara Annie. This figure is actually the first scale figure I opened on the channel, and I still adore how this figure looks. I still love the sculpt of the figure, the shading still looks really nice, the facial expression is on point, pose is good, and overall, I think she's still a really good figure. I ended up getting this figure because of my friend convincing me to get her. At the time, I had the China dress Kadumi, and I wasn't really caring about completing sets at the time. But he talked me into getting her, and I must say, he was right, I needed both. But I blame him for making me want to complete any set that I end up starting now. Number 9. Kodumi Tokisaki, 1/7 scale China dress version by Chara Annie. Yep, 9 and 10 are a set of figures, which makes sense that they will be ranked so close to each other. Now, Kodumi is low-key a impulse buy. I was still kinda new to Amiyami, and I saw her figure on the homepage, and without thinking, I had added her to my cart. I was a fan of the outfit. China dress figures always look so nice, and seeing one of my waifus in one, I couldn't resist. Besides that, I still think she is a really nice figure, and I still consider her as one of my nicer figures. Now, as much as I love China dress figures, I feel like I should add more variety to this list, especially because I don't have any more China dress figures to talk about. For now. Number 8. Golden Darkness Yami, White Trance version by Union Creative. This figure has a funny story to it, because I picked this figure up at this manga bookstore my friend took me to. I saw this figure there and I was like, damn, that looks so good. And I didn't get it. Now, this would go on for months where we would go to the store, I would say, I'm gonna get it, then not buy it. Until one day, my friend finally managed to convince me to get her. Before actually getting her though, we did look up online and it turned out to be cheaper getting her in the store than buying her online, so that's good. Anyway, I bought her, came home, unboxed her, and that's the whole story. Moral of the story is, my friend is a terrible influence. Number 7, Raphtalia, 1/7 scale by Kotobukiya. Now, this figure is my first Kotobukiya figure, and I have to say, I absolutely love it. This Raphtalia figure is, in my opinion, the best one. I think her pose is awesome. I love her base, and just overall the figure is really nice. I'm a big fan of the show, still hoping to get a feel on Naofumi scale someday. But as the only Shield Hero rep in my collection, I am extremely happy with it. Number 6, Hollow, 1/8 scale, 10th anniversary version by Revolve. Spice and Wolf is one of those animes I watched early on. I believe it was in my first 10 anime that I watched, and Hollow quickly became one of my favorite characters of all time. Well, one of the days when I was just browsing AmiAmi, I saw this figure appear on the homepage, and I became so hyped, and I quickly pre-ordered her. This figure looks so good, and I still recommend her to anyone wanting to get this figure. Number 5, Pecoline 1/7 scale by Furyu. This figure is from a show called Princess Connect Redive, which anyone who is a fan of Konosuba, you may want to check it out. It is directed by Takaomi Kanasaki, who also directed Konosuba. I love this figure. I love the pose, I love the expression, and I love the
jelly-filled donut.
Fun fact, she is the 5th figure I bought from AmiAmi, so yeah, she's staying in this spot. Number 4, GEM series Pokemon Nap with Snorlax by Mega House. Now this is probably the coziest figure I currently own. Like, everything about this figure screams cute. Look at the Bulbasaur, look at the Squirtle, look at the Pikachu, we even got Jigglypuff. I feel like this figure is just so wholesome, and for a Pokemon fan like me, there was just no way I was not gonna add this to my collection. I got this figure pretty early in 2021, and I have to be honest, it has been one of my favorite figures in my collection. Now, moving to number 3, Natsumi Kokoro by Furyu. Now, Kokoro is from the same show as Pecoline, and honestly, my favorite thing about this figure is the base. I love how it looks like wind magic, and I love the little spirit. Also, Kokoro herself looks great, the pose is unique and dynamic, the figure looks so cool, and her lance looks awesome. She is my favorite character from the show, and she was a really awesome figure to release in 2021. Number 2, Mega Man Explosion version 1/7 scale by Eastern. When a character has a lot of figures in the market, it may become difficult to decide which ones to get for your collection. Mega Man is one of those characters. She has so many figures that I really wasn't sure which one to go for. But the moment I saw the E-Stream Mega Man figure on AmiAmi, I knew I had to get her. They got everything about this figure right. The pose, the effects, the expression. In my opinion, it is the figure that portrays Mega Man the best. The quality of the figure is just so amazing. I struggled to find any real flaws on mine. Plus, I had a lot of fun doing her unboxing. And as I see her being my second best figure, I think it is just fitting for her to be number 2 in this list. Number 1, Damon Rem Crystal Dress version 1/7 scale by E-Stream. This should be no surprise. Demon Rem is my favorite figure of 2021, and probably is just my favorite figure among the ones I own. She is easily my most grand figure. Before her release, she was my most anticipated figure, and for good reason. The base is absolutely insane. I very much love it, and the Morning Star looks so cool. Rem herself looks awesome, and practically everything I said when I made her video still holds true. Demon Rem is just an incredible figure. Now, it's time for the honorable mentions. Cafe Uzaki, Sensei Garchomp, Tsuyu Asui, and Mei Kadume. I still love these figures, and I think they all look great, but in terms of how I was feeling when making the video, they just didn't make the list. Those were my top 10 figures from 2021. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, why not leave a like or maybe even comment your favorite figure from 2021. I have quite a few things pre-ordered for 2022, so hopefully you guys look forward to future videos. Anyway, that will be all from me, and make sure you guys take it easy.